he only interacted with the members. But as you see here, they look practically identical in the way that they're dressed. They're dressed in the costumes and practicing the traditions of the old German fraternities of the 1820s and 30s. And these have been carried on then by Estonians and by the Jewish population of Estonia to assert a distinct Estonian and Jewish identity. I mean, with a picture like this, you can think about the importance, the meaning, the nature of nationalism. Is nationalism about everybody becoming different? Or is it about everybody becoming exactly the same with different colors on their flag? The way it is in the case of this fraternity. For the final major section of this lecture, I want to turn now to the Soviet Union. Because of the same forces that gave rise to the birth of the nation states of Eastern Europe, that disintegrated the empires of that realm into nation states, and gave currency to the idea of national identities, also created the first great socialist experiment in politics in the world, the Soviet Union. And so it's worth asking here about the Soviet Union, to what extent did they have a different or a similar policy toward nationalities from the one that we saw in Eastern Europe in general, or in the particular case of Estonia. And I begin with the paintings of the artist Pavel Kolonov here, who was a staunch, ardent believer in the revolution, and painted enormous canvases with a tiny little brush because he thought it was more democratic. Every little brush stroke was equally important. In a democracy, of course, that's the idea. Every little person is equally important. You don't have more importance given to the big shapes. The problem with traditional art is it's not democratic in that sense. And yet, he tried to give expression to forms like this face emerging from behind, this massive or massive red lines. Universal Flowering was the title of that piece. Here is a painting he entitled Goat. You can see the goat kind of emerging from the back, individual little dots and lines through which he created his canvas in a much more democratic way, he thought, than most artists were doing. He also painted works directly for the revolution. And by the end of the 1930s, he was producing works in line with socialist realism of the Soviet Union, like this commissioned portrait of Joseph Stalin.